a simple artistic representation or something much more sinister? Behind the lavish Olympic Games opening ceremony hides a truth that global elites are desperately trying to hide. We invite you to enter the world of secrets and conspiracies. A world where mass manipulation and social control are the key tools to achieve a final goal. Toxic substances, experiments, and a hidden agenda we reveal to you how they are using these tools to alter our bodies and minds, and as the representation of the Last Supper was just the tip of the iceberg. We will reveal the manipulation techniques used to promote a gender shift on a global level. You will discover how they are using world events like the Olympics to normalize radical ideas and prepare the ground for a dystopian future. Uncover the truth. Don't be fooled by manipulation. Manipulation. Halo effect. Halo effect is one of the most powerful manipulation techniques. Can be used to associate or attribute positive aspects such as holiness or benevolence to a group of people, trying not only to normalize them but to the point of idealizing them. A positive aura is being created around these groups of people, and anything associated with them is perceived in a favorable way. For example, obesity, transsexuality, and homosexuality. And so little by little the Overton window is opening and a new reality is being built. A reality where traditional masculinity is denigrated, where obesity is normalized, and where gender identity is something fluid and changing. What is the ultimate goal of all of this? What is hiding behind this inclusion and diversity? Why is obesity glorified instead of promoting health? For centuries, gender roles were clearly defined. Strong men, as providers, occupied the public space. Submissive and caring women occupy the private space, but what happens when these roles are reversed? Role reversal can generate tensions and conflicts. Many men may feel lost when their traditional roles are questioned. This can lead to self-esteem problems, depression, and risk behaviors. Toxic feminism. In some cases, the search for equality can lead to extremism that seeks to reverse the hierarchy of power. Rather than seeking true equality, also produces an imbalance. Family life balance can be more complex in homes where both parents work full-time. Why is feminism promoted when it seems to divide more than unite? Who benefits from this social transformation? Could it all be related and have a common cause? Toxic substances. Our body is a complex chemical system. Thousands of reactions occur every second, regulated by hormones that control our mood, our emotions, and our behaviors. What would happen if we're introduced into this system external chemical substances similar to our own hormones but with unknown effects on our modern world? We are exposed to an increasing amount of chemicals, pesticides in food, plastics in water, pollutants in the air. These substances often mimic the structure of our hormones and can interfere with our endocrine system by altering our hormonal balance. These substances known as endocrine disruptors. Endocrine disruptors can have subtle but profound effects on our health. They can alter our brain development, influence our behavior, increase the risk of chronic disease, and cause deformities in the fetus during pregnancy. Some studies suggest that exposure to endocrine disruptors may be linked to an increase in cases of depression, anxiety, and behavioral disorders in men. It may contribute to decreased fertility, weakness, and lack of motivation. In women, may increase aggression, competitiveness, and promiscuity. It is possible that these chemical-induced hormonal changes are contributing to the social conflicts and polarization we see in our society. If our hormones, which regulate our most basic instincts, are imbalanced, it's difficult to imagine how we can maintain harmonious social interactions. These substances have been accumulating in our bodies for decades and may be the cause of gender dysphoria, transsexualism, and homosexuality. Plastic. 2019, North Carolina State University. Researcher Scott Belcher runs a research lab focused on endocrine disruptors. Many plastic products release estrogenic chemicals.
What's really important is during childhood development, as well as the ability to actually reproduce. It's been shown that endocrine disruptors are associated with more than 50% decrease in the quality of male sperm and the sperm counts, and there may be important impacts on reproduction and fertility in Western civilization as we go on, where there's more and more chemicals coming into our foodstuffs and our other products.
Dr. Belcher was among the researchers who rang the alarm bells about Bisphenol A.
When I was a kid, it was like, oh my gosh, that can has a dent in it. You know, you're going to get botulism and die immediately. Well, we haven't heard much about botulism because these epoxy linings seal these cans so well. We've lost kind of this potential health impact associated with our canned foods. The things that they do, though, is release quite a bit of BPA into the media. Tomatoes have been kind of the main poster child because they're acidic and they're going to be in that solution, probably degrading that can quicker. Things like Bisphenol S and all of these, based on their chemical structure, they behave almost exactly like, and then sometimes more so for the endocrine disruptor effects, just like BPA. Some of the work that we've done with Bisphenol A shows that females are especially sensitive to changes in how their hearts function, that it can cause arrhythmias, and is potentially, with women, much more sensitive. That's where we're really concerned, even during gestation of the infant in utero. It's been shown that many of these chemicals cross the placenta, the fetus, and the developing embryo are bathed in these chemicals.
Exposure could result in birth defects and brain development issues and premature puberty, some Tetra Pak. Most plastic products release estrogenic chemicals, as these researchers found in 2011.
For the kitchen, we really try to avoid plastic. Use glass. Don't microwave your plastic. What we showed very early on in our lab is that actually heat increases the release of bisphenol A into water or the food media.
Most plastic products release estrogenic chemicals.
We try to use as much glass as possible. I know it's, in our modern life, it's impossible to avoid it.
The European Chemicals Agency is in charge of regulating chemical substances. On its website, we can see how the industry is still replacing BPA with BPS, when we have just seen that the scientists already know that BPS is just as toxic as BPA. And as we can see on the website of the European Agency, they also know that the substitution of BPA by BPS is worrying. It is suspected that it has the same adverse effects for the health. We have barely told about 2 endocrine disruptors, but it has been confirmed that at least 315 synthetic chemicals interfere with our hormonal system, and they continue to be used in the industry, for a total of 350,000 artificial chemical compounds, the toxicity of most of which has not been studied. It is clear that we are facing the tip of the iceberg. The long-term consequences of this massive exposure could be catastrophic for our health and survival. Could it all be part of this plan? Could it be related to the Agenda 2030 with neo-Malthusianism or eugenics? We will see in upcoming videos. See you soon, and thanks for watching.